Hi, welcome to Juice Bar. Today we're gonna check out what I think are the best 10 new cocktails I proposed this year. So everybody loves top 10 at the end of the year, and here is one. These are not overall my favorite cocktails, but they are the new cocktails I either proposed you or I discovered this year that entered my regular cocktails I stir and shake for me and my wife and our guests. So let's say it's like the cocktails that I found out this year. So you're not gonna find an old fashioned here. It's not something I found out this year. So cocktail I found out this year, but that now I make all the time. So at number 10, at number 9 are Tokyo Strawberry and Hardcore Bramble. I know I just proposed these cocktails, but they are really good, and I just think that the Tokyo Strawberry is gonna be a hit during the Christmas season with all my guests. They want something fruity and frozen, and it's also kind of Christmassy a bit, and I think it's a really good cocktail, a crowd pleaser. And the same goes from the Hardcore Bramble. The Hardcore Bramble I'm gonna make a lot as soon as I get more blackberry. Last time we got blackberry, basically we use all of them in Hardcore Brambles, and it's a really good cocktail. I love it, and I might go to Costco again in January. So more Hardcore Bramble for us. And number 8, it's kind of a cheat. It's the zombie concept. So I don't think I'm ever gonna make a zombie again, well, never say never, but it's gonna be really hard to push me to make exactly a zombie cocktail following the recipe. But what I learned from the zombie is what I like to call mixed juices and mixed rums. Basically, you get whatever is in your kitchen, any fruits, you mix it up, and then you taste it, and then you try some rum. So now I'm gonna show you just how I usually make my zombie cocktails. So here's what I found: a piece of lemon, which you see it's all peeled out because I use the peel for other cocktails, and just gonna put lemon. When I have almost a whole orange, I took some part off. I guess I made a spritz or something. So what I'm gonna do, it's a bit too much for only one person, so I'm gonna... Then yesterday I cooked some apples with Cuccuru and brown sugar. And I'm just gonna put in some of this stuff. Maybe some juicy ones from the bottom. With some of the juice from the apples and the Cuccuru. Then guess what? I have some chicha de piña left over here. It's still good. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna press down the apples to try to extract some of the flavor. Now I'm gonna strain it to get the apples out, because don't really need them in my final cocktail. And let's give it a taste test, and then we decide on what kind of syrup or other sweetener flavor stuff we want to add to it. It's really green, almost minty flavor. I think I'm gonna add some no, let's add some Galliano. Let's add the 15 milliliters of Galliano to this, and then let's see where we are going. Galliano is gonna have the anise and vanilla. I think we are pretty fine. Some orange bitters and some Peugeot. It's a long time I don't use them. 2 big dishes. Let's taste it again. I think we are there. Now just add the mixed rums and then we're gonna shake it. So for the rums, I'm gonna use some, I'm gonna put 10 milliliters of this Ogasawara rum, which is super weird and funky. That's why only 10 milliliters. But it's gonna give an interesting edge to it. Then I'm gonna go with 20 milliliters of this Plantation Overproof. Wow, it smells like deepest caramel you can get. It smells awesome. It's 69% alcohol. Then I'm gonna go with 20 of these Pussers rum, gunpowder proof. This comes at 54%, and it's a product of Guyana. Guyana! Famous place for the biggest mass murder suicide of history. This one is interesting. It's not as good as the Navy strength from Jamaica pot still I used to have, but it's fairly interesting. So we got 20 milliliters of this, and then we're gonna put the body of the cocktail with 40 milliliters of Plantation, 3 stars. And I think we have enough rum and enough juices for a good cocktail. Let's get some ice. My mint plant is almost dead because it's December, but I still have a few leaves left. So there you go, what I call mixed leftover juice and mixed rum. My own kind of zombie. Cheers. Oh. Sorry for the noise, but this was on the edge. Oh my god, you can still totally taste this Ogasawara rum, only at 10 milliliters in the whole cocktail, with all the flavor we have going on, and you can still taste this. Incredible. But overall it's nice sticky. I mean, works fine. When you add so many juices and so many rums, I don't know. At some point anything goes, I just think. Just get the juices, then you taste, you fix 1 second the flavor if you have to, and then you add the rums. And you can just add the rums, mix them. And you're gonna find, maybe at some point you're gonna find your favorite combination and then you can stick to it. But as rums are pretty much coming and going, and I rarely buy the same ones. Well, I bought the Plantation 3 stars again because that's really useful and cheap. But yeah, just try, mix and match, do your thing. At least now I have this drink to go over the rest of the list of the best drinks of 2021. At number 7, the Vesper. So I purchased the Vesper really skeptical of it just being like a more complex recipe of a martini just for the sake of being complex and for giving James Bond the excuse to be cool. But in the end it was a really good recipe and my wife loves it. So I've been mixing a lot of Vesper lately and it has a meaning. It's good. I on a forum online, a guy was arguing with some merit, I would think, that the vodka in the Vesper is there to cut off on the quinine or quina that's in the cocky. Well, in the original quina lillet, but now in the cocky. It's an interesting idea and probably it's true. And Vesper is a great martini. It's not to be shamed just because it's so famous. It's a good martini. At number 6, some kind of Cosmo. This is actually a Guilios cocktail but it's a variation of a Cosmo with a ginger gin, which is really popular, at least in my house. Everybody that tries it really loves it. It's super easy to drink, and it's just lovely. A really good drink. And number 5, we have the New York Sour. New York Sour, it's one of the cases where I was really wrong. I just thought that the sour with a drip of red wine on top was gonna be a complete bullshit thing. And instead it turned out to be this fruity, really pleasant sour, which became the favorite sour of the house, and we do it all the time nowadays. It's great, and it's just a great drink. Like, sometimes your preconception sucks. That's why I'm testing out stuff. And number 4, Death in the Gulf Stream. So this is from the Hemingway video, the big tumbler with the lime and the Geneva, and I just really like it. It's so simple, but sometimes I just really feel like it. I feel like drinking this kind of not sweet, not pandering. It's not pandering to you, this drink. It's like, do you like me? Okay. If you like me, you like me. If you don't like me, f*** off. It's a really serious drink, and I quite enjoy it. I always do it only for myself because nobody else likes it, but I did it many times, and in fact my bottle of Geneva is running out. Bottle of Geneva, I thought I will never use it all, like I'm gonna stay there on the shelf forever, and instead I'm using it all the time. Geneva, number 1. Not number 1, but it's good. And number 3, the Tom Cuccuru. My kind of variation of a Tom Collins, not really, no. It has nothing to do with Tom Collins, but the reality is he uses a Tom Collins glass featuring Myrto, the liquor made from these berries from Sardinia. When I proposed this drink, I was using Gin Mare, which was really matching the drink, and I also suggested that the Gin Mare could work. Now I finished the Gin Mare, but I have the Gin Mare, so I'm really curious to try out how it will taste. So let's start with, like the original recipe says, 3 dishes of Peugeot bitters, 25 milliliters of Myrto, really like as this rosemary, or anyway like laurel, this spice smell that is missing from like, I don't know, blueberry or blackberry, creme de mure, those things. And then 35 milliliters of gin. So let's try this Gin Mare, which has really a rosemary presence, but it's definitely more dry than the Gin Mare I was using before. He has a beautiful bottle, and it's expensive outside of Europe. Let's give it a slight stir before we put the ice. And then we top off with soda, in this case Perrier. It's beautiful. I love Myrto and its color and flavor, everything. I love Myrto. It's great. And then, yeah, that's why I mixed it before, because in this really narrow glass, it's hard to get a good mix after you put the ice. Anyway, I think we got it, and let's try the Tom Cuccuru with Gin Mare. Cheers. Yeah, it's nice. Gin Mare also matches perfectly with this drink. Great. Hopefully we're gonna have more bartender in Italy serving this drink. because Gin Mare actually is really popular in bars in Italy, and Mirto should be too. Then what you need? Well, you really need these Peugeot bitters because they have that anise flavor, but any serious bar should have all these ingredients, so no reason why this shouldn't be more popular. It's a great substitute to a gin tonic. Nice. And then we go to number 2, 1937 daiquiri from Floridita. This is also from the Hemingway video. This daiquiri is just, to me, it's just perfection. Before I was about to try it, I thought like, well, 1 teaspoon of maraschino, 1 teaspoon of grapefruit juice, that's bullshit. It's too small of an amount to matter in the end. And I was so wrong because it's perfection. It's the perfect balance of flavors. It's the perfect balance of bitter to sweet. It's a perfect drink. Floridita, 1937 daiquiri. And what could be better than the 1937 daiquiri? What? My own drink, the Cascajal iced tea. So the Cascajal iced tea, which was in my Chicha de Piña video, it's just kind of like my favorite drink nowadays. It's just so easy to drink. As long as you made some Chicha de Piña, it's so easy to make and just wonderful. I guess if I have to have a legacy in this world about drinks, I would like to be the Cascajal iced tea. It's a really great drink. So Chicha de Piña is one of the videos I'm most proud of, and I just love the Cascajal iced tea with that teaspoon of absinthe at the end. It's just a wonderful drink. The bourbon, the tea, and actually the version I propose in the video is the best. I tried slight variation, but that is still the best, with the lemon and the freshly brewed tea and the Heaven Hill bourbon and the absinthe. It's just great drink. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had a good 2021. It was still a weird year. No, great. If you want to meet your family in Italy, we didn't have a chance to go back this year. Really hope to go back to Italy and shoot actually some video in 2022. But still, I hope you had a good time, and all the best for 2022. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below, and do whatever you want in the end. Do whatever you want in 2022. Do whatever you feel like. Do whatever makes you happy and make other people happy. So all that's left to do is cheers. See you in the new year.